Hey guys, welcome to the Centre Bounce on what is this round 24 of the drive home. I can't believe it's been, like 5 months of doing this every single Thursday at 5:30 without fail, with everyone here, sometimes with Joe, sometimes without Joe. But today I am the captain because Joe is not here. It's just Joe's talking head. How you going, Joe?
I'm doing well. You know what? Sometimes it's better just having my floating head. At least it looks presentable every week. So, you know what? I might just stick to the audio version. But yeah, just in the car going in because obviously tonight is our last home game of the year, and I got to go and support the boys and support Zachy Merritt in game 250, Archie Perkins in game 100. So. You know, last chance I'm going to have for a long time to watch the boys. So hence why I'm going into the city. Got a couple of mates going to be there. So actually, congratulations to you guys. You get to avoid seeing my live face this week. So win-win all across the board.
Yeah, it's a bit weird not having Thursdays anymore with Joe doing stream. Last week we didn't have any because we didn't have any. And this week is a Thursday and we don't have it because Joe's watching Essendon. I guess next week, well, not next week because it's a bye round, Joe, but in 2 weeks we don't need to worry too much, do we? Because Essendon doesn't play finals.
Exactly. Yeah, now the live watch-along for the finals, obviously, I don't know. Is there a schedule for that?
Check.
Is it played on Thursday night? If it is, or even if it isn't, I'm happy to do either. If it's on Thursday, I'll do a live watch along. If it's not, if it's on Friday, happy to do a live watch along of a final on that day, because I think it's really important that, you know, this is the best of the best now.
Yeah, I don't believe that they've released the fixtures yet. They will have a fair idea. I think especially for the round one of the fixtures, they'll definitely have like a Thursday night. They'll probably have Thursday, Friday, 2 Saturdays and like 2 Sundays, right? But outside of that, it's not too bad, not too bad. Velo's saying here, good evening, Big J. Hope you're well. Joe watches us win tonight. So we'll see. Maybe Carlton wins. Michael, how you doing, Michael? Global, thanks heap, legends, for all your efforts this year. Much appreciated. Globes, it's been fantastic. And we've got AFLW still left. We've got regular football. We'll have Supercoach finals coming up over the next few weeks as well. So stay tuned for that. It should be a lot of fun. But I'm going to be a bit sad when it's all over and it comes to like October, November, Joe. And then Thursday nights are back to myself. Hey.
Yeah, well, that's the case for everybody, I would imagine. So, I mean, footy is what, you know, I'm a lost cause when the footy is over, unfortunately. So it's going to be, it might be NFL season. It might be time for NFL.
Okay, maybe we'll figure out our NFL teams and we'll do NFL. Well, we're already doing NFL Supercoach. If you guys aren't on members, we actually started that up this week. So, yeah, might jump on for some NFL. Not that Joe and I actually know anything about teams and players and whatnot, but we say the same thing about AFLW and we still do that. So there you go.
Exactly.
Joe, is that your Tinder profile, Joe?
No, I'm not on Tinder. I don't roll like that. This is my Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Like this is just my picture. This is just my profile picture that I sort of have run with it everywhere. But hey, if it's good enough for Tinder, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much.
There you go. So Vella's asking here, Joe, don't you mean you're going to support TDK in his 100th game this week? It might be his last game ever playing for Carlton tonight, Joe.
It could very well be. I mean, $1.8 million is a lot to turn down.
A lot of money.
Having said that, didn't like Nasiah Wanganeen Miller turn down $30 million from Port Adelaide?
Yeah, but I think they're two different types of people. And I feel like Carlton are going into a rebuild, whereas Saints are looking like maybe they're slowly coming out of the rebuild. So you can kind of buy an Isaiah on, hey, take a little bit of less money. We'll get to a, we'll get a couple of through the trade. We'll take a good kid in the draft, and you can sell your future on that. Feels like ever since Pitnet's come into the team, TDK's been on his marching orders, and we'll see come like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week what's going to happen after Mad Monday. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens.
I've heard on the grapevine that Carlton's organised their Mad Monday celebrations for tomorrow.
Ah, fair enough. So Monday is going to be the kicker for them then, I guess, hey?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they play tonight. If it's going to be play hard, work hard tonight, and then play hard tomorrow, or if they've sort of already booked their end of season trips. It'll be interesting to see how Carlton play tonight. I do think they have the stronger team on paper, given obviously more experience and exactly.
It's hard not to. But you know who's back, Joe? The difference maker, the god, Lucas Camporelli, come back from the dead. I now potentially have 23 playing this week. I don't even know where this guy's been on holidays and now he's back.
Can you believe it? He's going to get a price rise in the last game of the season.
It's so shit. It's just like, mate, where are you? Just going through a few more comments here. Charles is in the chat. Hey, gents, lovely to join everyone tonight. There you go. Velo thought it might be your OnlyFans profile instead of your Twitter profile. A few people asking about EPL Supercoach, Joe. Did you jump on the EPL Supercoach or not really?
Yeah, I do have a team, but reading the names, like, it's just gibberish to me. It's just gibberish. I don't know. Normally when you read a word, something pops up in your head, like an idea. Like if you say the word elephant, an elephant pops up in your head. If you say the word park, you think of green, you think of grass and trees. I'm reading these soccer player names, and literally nothing is coming to mind. It's dead set gibberish. So I'm not in a position to give anybody any sort of advice about what to do with that. I have made a team, but I can't in good conscience give anybody any advice other than don't listen to me because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, fair enough. Go 49ers. I assume it's Philadelphia for Velo. Michael saying here, great to see Naz sign with the Saints, 100%. Uncle Acker's asking you, Joe, will the Baggers get Camden McIntosh? Or who's your prediction? Which club is he going to?
Yeah, I can see him going to the Blues. Of course, there's always, the nursing home that is Geelong, and he might just be old enough to join Geelong potentially. He might have to pass an initiation or something. Collingwood also don't mind an old player or two. So, but yeah, if you put a gun to my head and I have to guess where he's going to go, I'd probably say Carlton. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. I was surprised you didn't mention
North Melbourne.
North Melbourne. I mean, we love our old lodges, but apparently I haven't actually read or watched the tape, but apparently Clarko has now said no more old people. We're taking under 25s. We're taking under 25s unless they fill a position of need. So we'll see what happens with that.
McIntosh does not fill a position. McIntosh doesn't fill a position of need for you.
No. Monday will be exit interviews, and we will say goodbye to the list cloggers, hopefully from Velo. Michael saying he Mick Walter to seek a trade at season's end. There you go, Joe.
Who? Mick Walter?
Yeah, the coach is going to leave at the end of the season.
What the hell? Was this exercising free agency?
I don't think that's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting to see. Do you have any predictions on where Hinkley goes, what's going to happen with a few of these players? Clarko got asked about Choco Williams this week, and he didn't say no about Choco Williams to North Melbourne. Apparently, he's speculating that he didn't actually know that he'd been dropped by Melbourne. So, that could be something there, I suppose.
Yeah, every team in the comp that has a young side absolutely should be giving Choco Williams a call. One of the best developers of young men in the competition. He's
Yeah.
he's a bigger reason. He's a bigger reason for why Melbourne won their flag more than Simon Goodwin. He's a really important figure, and we both have young teams. I would absolutely love for him to come to either one of our sides to obviously help with developing the youth, because development has been a sore point for both of us in terms of getting these youngsters with talent to really realize their full potential. So I would love for us to get on the phone with Choco. Same thing with you guys. In terms of Ken Hinkley, I can see him having a year off at least. He's definite. I don't think he's going to be rushing to go do another coaching job anytime soon. But upon his return, I can probably see him making his way to Carlton, where he's got connections, obviously, with Voss. Voss used to be his assistant coach before he came to the Blues. So I can see him in an assistant role or head of football operations type of role for Ken at Carlton.
Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting one with him. It was actually, I don't know if you've seen it yet, Joe, but it was actually quite sad seeing Hinkley talk today about kind of in his last coaching presser for the year, what's your dynasty, what are people going to look back on? And he was just like, hey, we've done okay, but I'll always just be remembered as the coach that never won a grand final. It's as good as we've done with the players we've got, Butters and Rosie and those kind of people. Like, my legacy is getting there, but not really. So, yeah, it's a bit disappointing. Maybe he'll end up somewhere else and can figure that out for them.
It is sad. It just reminds you of how brutal of a game it is. And, not just coaches, but players. There have been many guns, many excellent players who truly deserve to have a flag next to their name. But alas, it's not a fair sport. It's pretty brutal. Coaches very rarely leave on their own terms. He's not really going out on his own. He's sort of been shown the door for obviously Josh Carr to take the reins. And I will always respect Ken Hinkley just for the way he's conducted himself and the way he's continued to front up year upon year. And there have been many times where the Port Adelaide fans have really given it to him tough and really been calling for his blood. But I think he will go out still with a winning record in terms of wins and losses. So if you haven't got any flags, that's probably something that he can rest his hat on at least. And I hope he's not lost to football. I think he definitely deserves another chance somewhere else.
Michael's saying here, West Coast trying to get Mitch Duncan on the coaching panel. There you go. I've heard one Adam Simpson to the Roos potentially for Lee Adams.
I've heard that too.
We'll see that in the midfield. See what happens. I've heard Lee Montagna.
But for you though, you need to change Rawlings, bro. Who's replacing Rawlings?
Well, Rawlings is not even. Rawlings isn't like he's got some weird position at the club where I don't think he has a lot of authority, but he's got some football department job. He's not actually in the recruiting team anymore, which is nice to see. So, okay. I've heard Lee Montagna, his name being thrown around a little bit as well into some coaching. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Joe, probably the question of the day. What's your thoughts on the Rankin suspension? 4 weeks is unders. If I go and knock out a player on field, I get 3 weeks. If I say some bad words to him, I'm out for a month and even more. Is that fair? What's your thoughts?
Nothing is really. I don't think it's about fairness, really. It's about the AFL. It's put it out there last year that they want to have a hardline stance on homophobia. So this is a policy. This is a policy position that the AFL have taken, and they've voiced it out there. Everybody knows they have suspended 5 or 6 players because of homophobia for this exact thing. So it's not like it's a surprise. It's not a secret. It was always coming in terms
Hmm.
of what he was going to get. So I don't necessarily think that that's a shock. But and I think really where the angst is not just in relation to the punishment, but it's the timing of the punishment,
Yeah.
really. And
Yep.
ultimately, though, the only person in control of that was Rankin.
Hmm.
Rankin knows that his team is on the verge of playing finals, and I don't care if now I've heard that apparently Dan Houston was instigating things with him in terms of
Mm.
telling him about to get I'm going to get a stretcher out for you. Well,
Yep.
say something tough like that back, because something
Yeah.
like that isn't going to get you suspended. But he's lost his cool.
Yep.
He's let his mouth go to a place where it's known you're not allowed to go. And unfortunately for him, he should have thought about the repercussions and the timing of things before he said it.
Mm.
And and so I really don't. I personally don't feel sympathy for Rankin in terms of what he's done because he's probably number 7 now. I think in terms
Mm.
of the number of people suspended. So I don't necessarily feel sorry for him for what he's done. I do think it's a little bit, it's very snitchy of Collingwood to report him for this. Like you
Yep.
guys have gone down losing, so you've decided, you know what, we've lost this game, so we're going to get back at you the next day and report you to the AFL. Like, so I don't like the snitchy nature of it, but if
Yep.
he's done the crime, then he has to serve the time.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. I kind of agree the same way. I mean, for a club that had to deal with Tex Walker, and all the problems with Tex Walker and the racism saga and whatnot, for him, Rankin to come out, and obviously they're not the same player, and I don't even think Rankin was at the club when that happened, Joe, but yeah, a bit of a storied history there, for him to kind of do that stuff. I mean, yeah, I don't know if
The
they're,
funny thing is, the funny thing
yeah,
is, Gold Coast are going to play a final now before Rankin does.
there you go. There you go. It's yeah, Michael's saying here Jack Graham self-reported and still got 4. So,
Yeah,
Rankin doing it probably isn't great. And then Michael's also talking about Snoop Dogg, Joe, and how Snoop Dogg said a
yes,
lot of homophobic stuff. And
correct.
the AFL still got Snoop Dogg, but they probably signed the contracts and it's going to cost them $10 million to get out of it. But yeah, Snoop Dogg's coming to play the AFL, and better hope he doesn't say anything like that on game day. Hey,
No, so he's going to be releasing the radio edits,
oh,
the
okay,
what's it called, the radio versions, the sanitized versions, where he won't be saying that sort of thing. But and yes,
you hope not.
I understand from a perspective that this seems to be hypocritical by the AFL, but
Mm,
at the same time, if the Crows are saying why are you bringing across Snoop Dogg, if the Crows are raising that argument, it seems to me that are they trying to call out the AFL for hypocrisy and therefore their guys should not have to be suspended? But the problem is there's already precedent and others have been suspended as a result of this. And him
yeah,
getting 4 weeks at the end of the day is the AFL cutting him some slack because they're
yeah,
giving, because, Graham got 4, but he self-reported. Rankin
yeah,
did not self-report. So
yeah,
he should be on 5. But the AFL's already cut him some slack and allowed him, if Adelaide make the grand final, but they lose the qualifying final, then he still has a chance to play on grand final day. So I don't think
there
there
you
should
go.
be any complaints coming out of the Crows at all. And just because someone instigated it, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So, yeah,
So we're going to
that's
put
my
a lot
take.
of money on. Is the plan then, Joe, to put a lot of money on Adelaide to lose the first qualifying final? Then be like all the players start kicking the ball out on the full. It's like, we didn't know that was not allowed. Oh, okay, cool. Save
If
Rankin
Adelaide do
t-shirts or
that,
something on the
oh my
day.
God, no. If
Imagine it
Adelaide
like,
do that,
it's a close game and they just play a bit silly and the defenders rush the ball through the middle and then hey presto, hey Rankin, you're going to play the grand final. So there you
no,
go.
not worth it. No one player is greater or more important than the club. If they do that, if they throw away a final and miss out on the chance to rest up and go straight to a prelim, then they genuinely deserve everything that they have coming their way, because there is no way in the world any reasonable, sane person would willingly decide to throw away a qualifying final. That would be crazy to me. Just commit to Rochelle, give him the game, let him play, and trust in him to get to fulfill that role. So throwing away a final, obviously as an Essendon supporter, winning a final is next to impossible for us. To have someone deliberately throw away a final, to me, is blasphemy.
Yeah. On a different note, Joe, chatting about Nazaya and re-signing, I'm not sure if you've seen the membership numbers from St Kilda at the moment, but apparently they've sold over 10,000 of their $7 3-game memberships for next year. Already on the back of him re-signing. So, they're paying him $2 million, but, if you're going to get $1 million back, apparently they've already sold like $1 million worth of his T-shirts as well. So, the Saints, they can't win games on field, but they know how to support the club. I suppose that's something to take from that.
Well, $7 for 3-game membership is also very, very cheap. Let's be real.
These are people that might not have done it at all. I mean, yes, that is very true, but if they're not going to re-sign otherwise, they've made a lot of money off him. So there you go. The publicity's there. Maybe a few players stay and whatnot, and we'll see. What's your thoughts on Windhager? Is he going before we talk about Aiden Core playing forward, Corey? Is Windhager going or staying, Joe? North Melbourne apparently has offered 4 years at $800K, or St Kilda have offered 2 years at $500 at the moment, I think.
That offer alone should really make him lean towards North Melbourne. Personally, I'm thinking. He's also going to be guaranteed. I'm also assuming that you guys are telling him that he's going to get a lot more of that
he'll
time.
Play every week.
It's not going to be. He's going to play. He's going to play every week, full-time mid, and he won't be knocked out. Obviously, St Kilda will be telling him, "Look, you're going to be playing midfield for us every week as well. We can't offer you big bucks at the moment because we're spending 20% of our salary on 2 players, on De Koning and Nazaya. So unfortunately, our hands are tied at the moment. But in a couple of years' time, we'll give you a big contract. So the question will be, how much does he trust that, and how much can you guys will him over the line to just get your guaranteed dollars now? We'll give you the guaranteed role. We're on the rise, and it's a line ball. Line ball. I to be honest, I don't have a good read on it. I'm not sure. I have to wait for more information.
Fair enough. Nice to see the one and only Josh Gibkiss playing Supercoach, playing AFL this weekend, Joe. So there's another one that we don't actually get at a cheaper price next year. Thank you, AFL and their coaches. There you go. Michael's saying here, this is why we need to sign Harley. The money he will bring in will outdo the expense. I think so as well. Just not in salary cap. St Kilda offer is a joke for Windy, but they don't have the money because of NAS and TDK, 100%. And that's why there's been some talks of potentially Jack Steele leaving, potentially Callum Wilkie leaving, and a few others as well.
Rowan Marshall.
Here. Ooh, yep. OJ?
Oh, I'm saying Rowan Marshall as well. He could be on the way. He could be on the way to Geelong as well.
Potentially. I mean, they need a good ruckman. Corey's saying here, I guess it's directed towards me, but thoughts on Aiden Core playing forward this week, as was training there today, mate. If Aiden Core plays forward, Corey, North Melbourne are in a spot of bother. I understand potentially there's a need for him, maybe change things up. Maybe we want to just play him in the team and we need a spot for him. But for a guy that, has never really played there in his life ever, it's a bit rough. So we'll see. We'll see once team sheets come out what happens. But apparently he wasn't terrible. But that's against North Melbourne's defenders. So if you play against shit people, it's not too hard to look good when you're getting kicked the ball. So there you go.
I mean, you're not contending. You're not contending.
No,
Where's the harm? Where's the harm in tinkering? Where's the harm in discovering what the limit, the scope of what all of your players can do? Like, I don't see it as a downside that you're trying him in a different position. He could end up being a swingman, a lever that Clarko can pull mid-game if need be. Like, I'm all for it. I'm all for experimenting, and because this is the time to do it. When you guys are good enough to be pushing for finals, good enough to be contending for top 6 and top 4, that's not the time to be. You're only going to get there when you know what you've got. Like, you won't be experimenting at that point in time. This is the time to do it. I'm surprised it wasn't done earlier, personally, but I'm all for it.
Yeah, Corey's saying here, we need to replace Zerha somehow. Definitely, Corey. Maybe a few of the smaller forwards come through. I guess so, Joe. And I had a bit of a laugh, but if Lever makes his way to North Melbourne somehow, we may have to force Core to play forward anyway. So we'll see what happens.
He would be a great pickup for you. He would be awesome for you, Lever. He would be great.
Greco, I'm not sure where Greco plays, but Greco may debut this week, according to Michael. And yes, we're doing Supercoach finals, aren't we, Joe?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, it is 6 o'clock. Let's go through and we might do some tips, the final tips round of the season. Chat some captains. I think I kind of did a little bit of that in my game. Talking about AFLW, Joe, it's a bit of a weird one. Did you realise that all of the games are on Saturday or Sunday this weekend, and that's it? Like, there's like 5 games on the Saturday, 4 games on the Sunday, and that's it. Like, just straight up, all of the games.
Wow. No, I did not notice that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Alrighty, we are going to do some tips. And I haven't really gone through the tips ranking, but if you guys are watching, we do have our Supercoach prizes that we'll most likely, we'll have to do a video on next week, Joe, during the week.
Yes.
Giving out our prizes, and we had AFL tickets. Sorry. First prize was what's, Joe?
The jersey.
The jersey. So your team, if you're ranked number 1 in our league, you get the jersey and the number of your choice. So obviously just get in touch. If you guys get second, and second was the highest score for the round. So whatever the score was, I know a couple of weeks ago we had a few 3K scores. Hopefully some of you were in the 3K scores and in our group. You guys will get 2 tickets to any AFL game, general admission for next year.
Yep.
And the booby prize, if you didn't make those 2, $20 AFL voucher. So, yeah, it should be a bit of fun.
That's right.
And I think we had something for tipping or not as well, but we'll figure that out. So, yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. Bobblehead. Boy, there you go. Carlton to win, but Essendon will fight hard. Nice to see Jaden Nguyen getting rewarded with a contract as well, Joe. I think he's going to end up being a cult figure for you guys.
Yeah, we had a few re-signings in the last couple of days. Vigo, Brian, him, Robert. So we've had a few of these youngsters getting extended, which is really good because they are part of our future, and some of them part of our immediate future as well. So, like Roberts, for example, who's playing a critical role for us every week. So, I'm loving the work that Nguyen's doing. He might end up playing on Williams or what's his face, Motlop perhaps tonight. So we'll see how he goes. But yeah, it will be tough. We'll fight it. We've been fighting the last few weeks, but we just probably won't have the talent on the park to be able to match it with the Blues, especially in the midfield and the rucks. Like TDK loves playing against old gold.
There you go. Velo says here, oh no, Velo, we won't talk about it until next week. That's all right. So Essendon versus Carlton, Joe. Down at Marvel, obviously you're heading that way today.
No, MCG.
Sorry, no,
MCG.
MCG. There you go, MCG. I'm mistaken. Who's going to win? Your boys or Carlton? Who's your pick?
Look, Carlton, if you tip in with your head, it's going to be Carlton. If you tip in with your heart like I am, it's going to be the Bombers.
Fair enough. Guys, let us know in the chat who you're picking.
I'm tipping my boys.
Okay. All right.
But we will lose. We will lose.
In my work league, I've gone Carlton.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go Carlton for today. That's all right.
Yeah. Carlton will win, but I'm just tipping with my heart.
Sorry, Joe. Tantum's tantrum is saying here, Carlton will win tonight. Sorry, Joe. Unlucky. Michael saying good luck. Henry, are Saints seriously still chasing TDK? Mate, we've heard, not on the grapevine, but just through Twitter, that they have now offered $1.8 million. I think it's over something crazy like 8 years, Joe. They want him, man. They want him bad. So
I understand why. I mean, I feel like Goldstein beat Marshall in the ruck last week, and that's not good. When your number one ruck is getting beat by Goldstein, like that's not good.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic with that team too, because do you want a ruckman? Do you want someone super mobile? Do you want someone a little bit different? Crazy stuff. Pies versus Melbourne, also at MCG tomorrow night, Joe. Collingwood, last couple of losses. Melbourne, their coach, they had Goodwin's last game this weekend.
No, Goodwin's gone. No, Goodwin's already gone. It's been. It will be the caretaker. It will be.
The caretaker's last game.
Yeah, Chaplin's last game. Correct. No, it's definitely Collingwood for me. Definitely Collingwood. If Collingwood lose this, then holy shit, the pitchforks will be out. But definitely Collingwood for me.
There you go. Bobblehead saying, here's a Collingwood supporter. I got to pick my boys. Crazy list management from St Kilda. You can't play two players. Sorry, you can't pay. I think you meant pay 2 players 20% of your salary cap. They'll never be killed a premiership list ever. Potentially, but GWS did it for a while and they made a grand final. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that as well. Corey saying Brisbane can still come 8th this week. Velo saying, I can see Melbourne upsetting Collingwood. Troy Chaplin, first and only win as a head coach. There you go. Port versus Gold Coast, Joe. Down at Adelaide, Ken Hinkley Cup. Last game for him ever. Well, at Port Adelaide as a head coach, unless he goes and then comes back. Who's your pick? Gold Coast are currently favoured by quite a lot.
It's also Travis Boak's farewell game as well, the legend. So, congratulations to Travis Boak on a wonderful career. One of the all-time greats of the Port Adelaide Football Club. So, I will say, I will still say that what's their face will win. The Suns will win. I think the Suns. Yeah, I think the Suns have a lot more to play for. I think the Suns are healthier. I think the Suns probably want to aim for a top 4 finish. They came off a loss last week. They obviously don't want to repeat. So, I'm tipping the Suns away.
Yeah, it's been complaining about it a little bit on Twitter at the moment, but just the amount of feeding of good players at their club. Excuse me, potentially them making it straight into finals and doing that can make huge implications for them. I think currently on the ladder, though, Joe, the Gold Coast Suns are 9th. So
yes,
we might have.
But they are a game behind. But they're a game behind. True.
So if you guys knock them off, if they lose against Port, and then you guys knock them off afterwards, you guys could be the setter. So Dimmer can miss finals twice in a row. There you go, Joe. No pressure. Pressure.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening, man. That ain't happening. Our boys, the young players they're
Yep.
cooked already. They're already
Yeah.
cooked as it is, let alone traveling up to the Gold Coast Suns to beat them over there. Like that's just not happening. As much as we would like, it's not going to happen. So yeah, they'll play finals, the Suns, this year.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Legend saying he will do anything to see us kick the Pies out of the top 4. There you go. Lions will win the trophy, Charles is saying. Suns choked last week. They'll belt Port. Suns should win, but never know with Port. Suns are definitely formidable. Is Cozzy having 40 and 5 goals in Melbourne upselling Collingwood? Potentially. Going to be interesting which two team plays the grand final. We're into North Melbourne versus Adelaide, Joe, at Marvel. And there was an interesting stat this week that popped out. North have beaten Adelaide 5 out of 7 times that they've played at Marvel. Can we see a resurgence with Aiden Core forward stopping Adelaide with all their amazing players? I mean, Rankin won't be playing. Matt Crouch hopefully won't be playing. Rory Laird won't be playing. No, not Rory Laird. Rory Sloane won't be playing. A few of these other decrepit players. Do we have any chance this week, Joe, or is it Dawson VC? Run for the hills.
Look, you have a chance. I'm not going to say you don't have a chance. You obviously have a chance, but I'll just say that the odds. I'll just say the odds are stacked against you here. They're gonna feel like it's them against the world with the Rankin suspension. They're gonna feel like it's them against the world. They're gonna have a point to prove, and if they really want to enter finals with that full confidence that they are the team to beat, then they just simply have to get this done this week. So I'm definitely tipping Adelaide here. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I have also tipped Adelaide. It is a rough one for North Melbourne, but I mean, we're coming off a win. We haven't come off a win again for a while. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Richmond versus Geelong down at the MCG. Gosh, there's a lot of MCG games this weekend, isn't there? Down at the MCG, I assume we're picking Geelong, Joe. Richmond got slapped by North Melbourne. I don't think they're going to bounce back. Though 3%. Can you guess the odds without watching the stream? Can you guess the odds of Richmond to win against Geelong this weekend?
I don't know, $1, $1, $2.
No, Richmond to win.
Oh, for Richmond, maybe $20.
Okay, cool. So it's only $15. So it's not that bad, but Geelong is $1.02 to win. So if you put your $10 on Geelong, you make 20 cents. It's really not worth it. Michael, who does Luca Greco play for? Is that that must be West Coast maybe? Yeah, there you go. I think Geelong going to slap them. Little bit of a tougher one down at Optus Stadium, Joe. West Coast versus Sydney this weekend. West Coast coming off an okay game versus the Crows and a few others. Who's your pick for West Coast versus Sydney this week? Oh, I think we've lost him, boys. West Coast versus Sydney. I think Sydney are too good. Both teams not playing and not
back end of the season. So I'll be tipping the Swans here.
Yeah, me too. GWS versus St Kilda. Now it is overwhelming favourites one way, but the money is actually okay on St Kilda. Is there any chance that Naz re-signing actually reinvigorates them and they end up knocking the Giants off? What do you reckon?
A tight one, but I think at the same time they're just going to be so relieved that he's re-signed and all the sting is gone out of the season, and they probably can't wait to start the off season and party up. So whereas the Giants again have everything to play for, so I'll be tipping the Giants in that one.
Luca Greco, for anyone who's watching, I believe does play for West Coast. What's his face has been saying quite a lot through there. Michael's been saying that. Yeah, I think so as well. It's going to be really, really interesting for me what happens with St Kilda and Darcy Wilson over this preseason too. North might be poaching a couple of players. I've heard on the grapevine he's a little bit disgruntled. Barracks for North as a kid, so there's always that draw card. You'd hopefully so. But yeah, if he's named on field, if he's named on the bench, if he's named at all, we'll see what happens with that game. One of the trickier games, Joe, probably this one and then the one at the Gabba afterwards. Western Bulldogs versus Freo. Down at Marvel, so they don't have the Freo kind of backing of the home stadium. But who's your pick, Doggies versus Freo this week?
It's a real 50-50, man. This is the definition of a coin flip. And I mean, I think midfield-wise, the Dogs are better. The midfield mix of the Dogs are better than the midfield mix of the Dockers. But I think the forward line for the Dockers is better than the back line for the Dogs. And I don't mind the back line Freo either. So this is a really close one. I will tip the Dogs just by virtue of them playing at Marvel. And they do love playing at Marvel. Plus the Dogs really struggle against top 8 sides. Their record is pretty poor. So I can totally see a world where Fremantle get this job done, but I'll be tipping the Dogs.
Yeah, no, I've definitely picked the Dogs as well. I think the WA kind of factor, as Tantum's saying here, I'm going to call you Tantum's from now on, as Tatum's is saying here, Freo would win if it's at Optus. Could be Nat Fyfe's last game, potentially, depending on where Freo end up on the ladder. After seeing Freo last Friday, they're going to be a huge lift to beat the Dogs. Yeah, potentially. The Doggies are me. $1.30 to win, 85% selected. So there you go. Alongside that game, probably the hardest game, Joe, to pick this weekend is Brisbane versus Hawthorn. Brisbane at the Gabba, doing okay. Hawks can still make finals. I don't know if they're locked in 100% or not. And this might be the game where they have to win. Who's your selection?
I think the Hawks might be locked in. At this point, them beating Collingwood, I think, got them into the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say the Lions win this. I think the Lions are playing really to stay in the top 4. I think the Lions, whereas I'm not entirely sure the Hawks will do that. And I do think, as good as the Hawks have been, I think the Hawks still are missing another gun midfielder in there. And they don't bat as deep as what Brisbane do. So I'll be tipping Brisbane. They are the reigning premiers for a reason. So I'll be going with the Lions there, and I'm sure Charles is very happy about that.
Let me just quickly check. No, Will Day has really hurt them, I think, throughout parts of the season. And they might get bullied a little bit by Brisbane. If Day was there, 100%. Few people saying here Dan Curtin is no longer the favourite for the Rising Star. We'll see. Levi should win. We'll check Sportsbet later next week and we'll see what happens. Your boys' last game of the year versus Gold Coast. $11 to win, Joe. Can we do it?
No,
I really feel like it's impromptu. It's not going to happen. But if we had a lot of money going down to watch your boys play Gold Coast in the extra game, the game that will never exist ever again, would actually be worth it, It feels like something those AFL would sponsor people to go and do. If we were famous TikTokers or something, go down and watch them the special game. But yeah, do your boys have any chance, or are they like they're only going to play half the team? Everyone else is on holidays already.
Yeah, no, everyone's on holidays, man. It's not happening. We're definitely losing that one. Anyways, on that note, perfect timing. I'm just about to. I'm heading in now. So enjoy the rest of the stream, mate, and have a good night, guys. Wish us luck.
There you go, fellas. Joe is gone. If you guys want to jump on the stream,
there we go.
Catch you, Joe.